Hello, underachievers. So yeah, you probably read the title. I used to be non-binary and annoying. I'm still annoying, I'm just not non-binary anymore. I guess you could say this is a story time video. Obviously, with this kind of video, you have to put out some disclaimers because people will get the wrong idea of what I'm talking about or what I'm trying to put across. Just want to say there's no correlation between being non-binary and being annoying. Not all non-binary people are annoying. Not annoying people are non-binary, that's obvious, but actually, come to think of it, I was kind of more annoying because I was non-binary. If that makes sense, I was like annoying about being non-binary. I was very pushy. Second thing I have to say is, obviously, I shouldn't have to say this, but identifying as non-binary and people that are non-binary are, I hate the word, but valid. It's a dumb word. Well, it's not a dumb word. It is a dumb word. I hate the use of the word valid nowadays in like the LGBT community. The word valid is not a compliment. It's like the bare minimum a person can be. Saying I'm valid as a trans man is not gonna, like, I'm not gonna take that as a compliment. I'll be like, wow, great. I didn't need you telling me that. Yeah, what else? I'm not laughing at non-binary people or being non-binary or identifying as non-binary. I'm laughing at the fact that I thought I was non-binary even though I'm very much not non-binary. It's funny to me because I'm very binary male. And in case you're worrying about it and you're probably thinking, oh wow, he's just another like cis-passing white trans guy who says there's only two genders because he's insecure about his own gender. Because there's a lot of trans guys out there like that. Just want to let you know I'm not one of those guys. I'm not here to shit on you. Non-binary is a gender identity where you don't identify as male or female. You can identify as male and female, but you just can't be exclusively male or exclusively female. So you could be somewhere in the middle, could be a mix of both, you could be neither. Who fucking knows? So yeah, on to the part about me, because this is my channel and I'm only here for attention. So, when I was 14 or 15, I found the word non-binary and I thought, wow, that's so me. This was back in the day where like spam accounts were popular on Instagram. If you don't know what a spam account is, it's pretty much just a person that runs an Instagram account and they just post like so much all day just about their lives, about themselves, just like dumb pictures, dumb selfies. That's pretty much where I started like gaining an audience. I was like the biggest spam account on Instagram back in like 2015. But back in the day, where all these spam accounts were really popular, it was very common to see in people's bio, like, he/they, or slee/slay. He/they, or she/they. And these are pronouns. People were going by she/they pronouns or he/they pronouns. If you see these people now, they're just, most of them are cis. Obviously, not all of them are. That's not what I'm saying, but most of them are cis now. It was a big thing back in the day to just use they, them pronouns. And I'm not just saying that because I think, oh, these people were trenders. It's genuinely because a lot of my friends, they didn't really understand why people were, like, using, like, she/they. But they knew it was popular, so they just put in their, like, bio, she/they. That is something that genuinely happened. And I'm not naming names, but, like, a lot of my friends did that. But yeah, it was just a thing that people did. And I'm... Don't get me wrong, like, not all these people, like, that's not the only reason why people were doing it, but, like, a lot of people were doing that. So, yeah, I found out about non-binary from, like, spam accounts and people identifying as non-binary online. So, looking back into my childhood, I've always had, like, gender dysphoria, and I genuinely mean, like always, like, as long as I can remember. I used to go around the playground telling everyone my name was Alex, and, yeah, I used to get, like, girls chasing me on the playground. I guess you could say I was quite the looker at the age of 5. That's creepy. I remember distinctly making, like, penises out of Play-Doh and, like, packing with them. I used to, like, sit backwards on the toilet because I thought that's what, like, how boys peed. Like, I would straddle the toilet and, like, kind of stand up a bit, but I was too short, so I kind of had to sit. As a young kid, I always knew that there was something wrong, and when I found the term non-binary, I kind of just settled for it. Because I was scared that if I found out that I was a trans guy, which I am, unfortunately, I was scared that if I found out I was a trans guy that I'd have to, like, transition. And I know you don't have to transition if you're a trans guy, but I very much wanted to transition and I knew it, but I just didn't want to admit it to myself. So I settled for the term non-binary, which doesn't fit me now, but maybe I thought it fit me then. My mum kind of explained it like this to me. She was like, it was kind of a stepping stone into you realizing you were trans. And I kind of agreed, but also I think I knew I was a trans guy, I just didn't want to admit to myself that I was, because I knew that there'll be much harder things ahead if I knew that I was a boy instead of just, like, somewhere in between. I started identifying as non-binary, started using they, them pronouns, that's when I got the name Noah, but back then, fun fact, I didn't spell it N-O-A-H, I spelled it N-O-A without the H, because I wanted to be cool and different, like a lot of trans guys nowadays. A lot of trans guys, you know, they'd spell their names wrong because it's cool. You've seen how many Cadens there are with, like, wrong spellings? I've seen lots of J's spelt wrong. I've seen Alex. I've seen A-L-E-C-K-S. I think we just want to be different, but stop. But yeah, I went by Noah, which I found out a year later was actually a girl's name, and it means princess. So I really screwed myself over with that one. Back then, I looked like this, and I took selfies like this. It wasn't necessarily a look. I was going through a tough time, just, you know. People actually liked me then. People wanted to be my friend online and stuff like that. That was a bit strange. So here's where the annoying part comes in. I used to be so adamant about being non-binary. I think it's because I knew myself that I wasn't actually non-binary and that I was just trans, but I wanted to prove it to other people so maybe then I would believe it. I used to make like really obnoxious Instagram videos. This was back in the time where Instagram only had like 15-second videos. So I used to make like little videos. I used to press my thumb down with little fucking Instagram thing. And I used to make videos like, I have no gender. Why are people saying I have a gender when I just don't have a gender? Can people stop enforcing these genders on me? Like, I was so obnoxious about it. If someone accidentally misgendered me, I'd be like, it's they, them. And like, fair enough. I know some people are like that, but like, there's a difference between sticking up for yourself and correcting someone and then like being an obnoxious prick. I wouldn't even say I was sticking up for myself. I'd just say I was being an obnoxious prick. People used to assume I was born a male, which is like great. Like, I was so happy with that. And that's another thing that was kind of like a marker that I wasn't non-binary. Because I used to post pictures, like old pictures of myself, like baby pictures where I looked clearly male. I was like shirtless, I had short hair on a beach. I used to do that because I wanted people to think I was born a male. I didn't want them thinking even remotely that I was even partly female. I used to be agender, by the way, which is my, like not male or female, so I wasn't like a mix of both. Well, I was actually male, but I thought I was non-binary. You know what I mean? People will come in like, you say you're non-binary, but you were clearly born male. You clearly have a penis. And I, in my fake outrage, used to be like, how the fuck can you say that? It doesn't matter what's between my legs. It matters what's in my mind. Which is true, like, yeah, like, but shut up. Like, like, shut up. I used to say the ultimate goal for me being non-binary was that I wanted to confuse people. I was like, I want people to not know whether I'm a girl or a boy. Like, that was the ultimate goal. But I really think that I was just like, I just wanted attention. Like, genuinely, I wanted people to look at me and be like, what is that? And then they would talk about me and I'd be like, obviously, again, I have to say, this is not what actual non-binary people feel like. That's not how they think. This was just me in my little phase. But yeah, I was a bit of an asshole. I think my next video is probably going to be a video where I'm talking about how much of an asshole I was when I was younger. If you guys want that, like, you should do it. You'll like it, I think. But yeah, I was like rabid about being non-binary and not having a gender. Meanwhile, I was at school as a girl, and I think people found my account, and they must have been really fucking confused, because like that, you know. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the story. I think the moral of the story is that not everybody knows who they are straight away or what they are straight away. It's fine to think you're one thing and then settle in another thing later when you're sure of it. A lot of people who are very binary male trans or very binary female trans will tell you that they've known their whole life that they were a boy and that they're a girl. And I'm kind of on that scale because I knew that I wasn't a girl and I knew that I wanted to be a boy, but at the same time I stuck to non-binary because that made me feel comfortable. There are a lot of people who are very binary trans male who go through these phases and they're confused about who they are, but they just won't admit it. Like, they don't want to admit it. It's completely normal to not know who the fuck you are at the age of 15. Like, you're a baby when you're 15. I'm still a baby. I'm 19. I'm 20 next year. Fuck, no, I'm 20 this year and I'm still a baby. And that's not to say that it's okay to, like, identify as non-binary even though you know you're not, because that's not okay and it makes the rest of the community look a bit dumb. Because there's this one kid that says they're non-binary, but they're not actually, and they're saying this one thing about being non-binary that isn't true, and not everyone that feels... You get what I'm saying. But it's confusing being a teenager. I think everyone goes through phases. And that's not to say being non-binary is a phase, because it's not to say that everybody who's non-binary is going through a phase, because the vast majority aren't. The words you use aren't always permanent. I used to identify as a straight girl, because didn't know what trans was. Doesn't mean I'm an asshole for saying that I was a straight girl, because, like, I didn't know. But yeah, I think people nowadays need to think more about how they identify if they don't identify as, like, their birth gender. They need to think about it very deeply, and it's okay to be confused and to think about this shit, but once you come to the conclusion that you're something, I don't know. I think you just shouldn't say you're something unless you're totally sure, because that's what I did, and it was, like, bad. But yeah, if you're non-binary, don't take this video as me taking the piss out of you. I'm taking the piss out of myself because I thought I was like you, and there's nothing wrong with being like you. That's just not how I am. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you have, like, similar experiences, then, like, comment them below, because it's funny to laugh about, like, silly things we thought we were when we were, like, tiny. Yeah, and hope you enjoyed the video. If you didn't, have a good day or don't. See you later, losers. Yeah, I should stop doing that.